The new Mega Knight and Pekka evolution, which are going to throw a wrench in the meta. Let's take a look and see which ones are the best in the game. Starting off with obviously the Mega Knight evolution. Now, we've probably all seen the Mega Knight evolution, but if you haven't, it's going to be incredible. When it punches, it knocks things 4 tiles back. It does not matter what it is, and it will knock it towards the opponent's Princess Tower or King Tower if the Princess is down. So it knocks, and then it jumps, knocks, and jumps, and just keeps doing damage. There's no other stat buffs, but I think it's just going to be incredibly overpowered, especially since mid-ladder is already a prison. It's just going to make it like 10 times worse. But the theme of this season is Mega Knight versus Pekka, and of course, you have to have Pekka evolution, which is also an S tier. Listen, every time the Pekka kills something, it heals itself, and then it can heal to like plus like 25% max. It ends up being tankier than a golem. That makes it the strongest card in the game. But surprisingly, Mega Knight evolution can counter Evo Pekka, which is very interesting because it's not that way with the regular cards. Game changing, especially with the Pekka meta that we have right now, which I'm actually recording this before the season started. Goblin Cage evolution, I think I'm going to put this in S tier, simply for the fact you can counter cards like Pekka, Mega Knight, and all that fun stuff. It grabs things, pulls in the cage, does damage, but it's actually a pretty decent evolution. Bottom of S tier. Goblin Drill evolution, even after the nerf where it doesn't spawn as many goblins when it pops down. An S tier evolution still. It was an S tier evolution back then. You know, I'm a drill player myself, and I use this thing a lot. It's really, really nice. I'm not biased. Evil Goblin Giant, I think it can 3 crown on its own. Lower S tier, high A tier. Not the biggest fan of it. The ability is not that special. I mean, no stat buffs, which really how it should be with evolutions. Put an A tier. No one will notice. Goblin Barrel evolution. Put an A tier. Just spawns a second barrel. You can kind of predict it. If you have a tower with lower health, guess which Goblin Barrel is going to be the real one and which one's going to be a fake. Logbait players love this thing. No one really uses it outside of Logbait. I don't have trouble countering it. It's fine. Evo Zap. You know, with Pekka being meta and all of that, and even with the not so recent nerfs, I still think it's an S tier evolution. People say it's like the Evo Ice Spirit. It's a 2 elixir fireball, and it stuns, kills like Firecracker and all that stuff. Does really well against like Sparky, and paired with Ram Rider, it's incredible. Pekka players love this guy because it's like, I think it's like in the top Pekka deck right now. I don't know, maybe check that someone, but still, great evolution overall. Evo This guy's still S tier. It seems like all the recent evolutions are just S tier, and it's incredibly annoying how Supercell does it. You know, they release the new evolutions, they're incredibly overpowered. It doesn't matter. Wizard was already decent before the evolution. Then they had the shield, and it's even more decent. I think it goes well against, you know, mini Pekka Valkyrie. Anything that can be pushed back will be pushed back. The Evil Wizard. Used in a lot of decks. I think Pekka players use Evil Wizard a lot, and it's going to be in the meta next season, and the next season after that, and the season after that. A very solid evolution to have. Wallbreaker evolution, B tier. I used to really like Wallbreaker evolution. Then they nerfed the damage, then they nerfed the speed, and then they nerfed the damage again. Now it's B tier. It used to be S tier. You know, it was really difficult to counter. Couldn't counter with arrows, couldn't counter with fireball, couldn't counter with lightning. Now you can breathe on them and then they'll die. Evo Bomber though, A tier. Okay. Hear me out. The nerfs didn't put the Evil Bomber in a great place. Yes, it can still hit the tower from way back there, whatever. It's a 3 bounce bomber. Yes, it can hit the tower twice. I'm not kidding. You can literally counter with arrows. It's not that difficult. Okay. Evo Tesla, S tier evolution. However, when they nerf the regular Tesla so that it doesn't hit as fast, you gotta cycle through regular Tesla. They call it the bailout card. Wonderful against Expo, wonderful with Expo. Really just a must-have evolution in general, and I love it. There's so many situations where you can use Evo Tesla. You guys are going to be yapping to me in the comment section. Evolution Battle Ram, put that in A tier. Pekka Bridge Spam is going to be so annoying, you know, with like pushing back the cards and then having the Pekka finish them off. Kills the skeletons, kills most of the goblins, I think. Does great damage when pushing back. Annoying evolution when it first came out. Actually, I kind of used it a lot. It was really, really good. Overall, great when it bounces off the tower and spawns Evo Barbs. But then they nerfed it, couldn't push back everything. Now it's A tier. Evil Archers used to be S tier. You know, the incredible damage that they had with the power shots. Now, I'll put it in A tier, like lower A tier, upper B tier. Evil Archers, now that they nerf the range and nerf the damage that the power shots do, it was a great evolution back then. Yeah, Expo players use them. I would almost say B tier, but they're still great with the power shot and does incredible damage still. And they're annoying to deal with when they're on the tower. It does stupid damage. Then Evo Valkyrie, definitely A tier. The pulling ability with Tornado, actually I used it a lot with Drill, and then I replaced it with Evo Tesla. Great evolution in general. Pulling the troops together and killing like the small air troops is incredibly valuable and can save you in a ton of situations, but it's only A tier because it doesn't have a damage boost, health boost, or anything like that. It also got buffed not too long ago, maybe a couple seasons back. That's what kind of made it an A tier, almost S tier, almost like Evo Cage, you know, Evo Goblin Giant. Evo Skeletons, A tier. So the Skeletons evolutions, they can get countered by Zap, they can get countered by Log, they can get countered by arrows. They dream of having the Skeleton evolutions on the tower. But when is that going to happen? All right, you have spells to counter all of that. When is that going to happen? It's a great defensive card. hard, but offensively, who cares? Unless you're facing a Cannoneer player. 2.6 players use evolution skeletons. Just a pretty average evolution, a little closer to S tier. You guys put your opinions in the comment section, maybe make your own tier list down there. But with evil barbs, almost, let's just put it C tier. They're so easy to counter with Fireball. Fireball log, you can counter them. Incredibly almost useless, you know, has a little bit more health, does the rage. I know all of that. Last time I saw Evil Barbs was like a couple days ago. It's so, I would almost say useless. I don't remember if it got buffed or nerfed because it hasn't really been changed. It's just kind of there because it's just going to remain a C tier evolution because you have to play normal Barbarians to get to the Evil Barbs. That's really the only reason why I'm putting this in C tier. Evolve Firecracker now with all the nerfs can be countered by arrows. It's finally B tier and not a lot of people use her anymore. It was definitely one of the longest standing evolutions and also one of the first evolutions to come out in the game, and it took way too long for Supercell to nerf this, but they finally did, and now Evil Firecracker is just B tier. Nothing really special about it besides the poison-ish damage that you get from the Evil Firecracker, and before it was able to be killed by arrows, it was incredible. But with Evil Knight, I put that in A tier. You know, this thing has been nerfed so many times, and now it's finally A tier. It used to be S tier evolution for almost like a year now. It's been a year since evolution has been added. It used to be all the way because, you know, the damage reduction was nerfed a little bit. I think the health boost itself was a little bit nerfed, but I really still like this evolution and still see it a lot. However, Evil Bats, I'm gonna put that in crap Evo. No one uses Evo Bats unless they have some like specific deck that really does not have any evolutions other than Evo Bats. I don't like them. I don't think anyone else likes them. The health boost is just like the Pekka health boost. Who cares? They're bats. They're supposed to die in one hit anyways, but they don't under certain circumstances now with the evolution. And before they attack anything, they're just normal bats, so you can zap them. Same thing with Evil Ice Spirit, completely useless. You know, it's a stain on the ground that freezes 3 times. And this thing used to be 3 cycles. That was horrible. Ain't nobody liked that evolution when it was 3 cycles. I'm sorry. Under very certain circumstances, this guy can be used, but that's why he's in crappy Evo. There's really no other situation where this guy would be used effectively, and that's just how this thing works. It's an Ice Spirit. It's not really supposed to be evolved, but there we have it. It is evolved. Evil Mortar is definitely B tier. It's like the Mortar, but shoots a little quicker, has a Goblin. It's actually probably one of the most balanced evolutions in the game. It hasn't been changed. Mortar players like this evolution, and I don't care much for the Mortar evolution, but I see a lot of people do. Drill players may have a little bit of a tough time countering this guy, but you know, middle of the range evolution. That's literally what it is. With Royal Giant, I'd probably say upper B tier, just like almost A tier. Can I? There you go. Guy knocks back everything, kills smaller troops. Wonderful evolution. I'd say it's pretty balanced, and they gave it out for free to everyone, so everyone has the access to this mid-range power. I don't care that much for it, and I'm sure a lot of people don't care much for it either. And finally, we have Rogue Recruits. Don't worry about the Goblin Drill. I made a mistake in the tier maker. These guys, they are good. The dashes when the shield's knocked off, that is good. A wonderful concept, and I like it. Fireball bait players, I don't like them. I put in high B tier, all right, just along with the Royal Giant. I don't personally like it. I don't think a lot of other people like the Rogue Recruits evolution either. Annoying to deal with, but they're not that difficult to counter if you know what you're doing. Now, I recorded this before these 2 evolutions came out, but they're obviously going to be the best in the game, of course. And thank you for joining. If you have your evolution ideas in the comments, let me know. Make sure you become a member if you want to support me. Like and subscribe, and join our Discord. We do occasional Clash Royale and Brawl Stars giveaways over there and in our Twitter, so you follow us there. If you have any other video ideas, let me know below.